It's Friday the 13th. Hey everybody, hello and welcome back to Massively Overpowered Television, where we celebrate all that is Mo. and massively overpowered. And, you know, sometimes stuff that's not the most overpowered. Maybe it's a little powered, maybe it's middle powered. Whatever. Hey everybody, so glad to have you back. It is a Friday, but it is not just a Friday. It is not just a Friday. It is the best kind of Friday ever. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. MJ's favorite day. It's MJ's favorite day. And I really wish I could get more music on the loading screen for AdventureQuest 3D because it's like dead silent. It's dead silent. And here I'm just going to pop it in because I want to make sure y'all see this sweet Mo helm. Okay? See that? See that? We're giving those away today. So, hey Slay Lord, guess what? Yes, we are! We're giving away a Mo helm. I might slip in a cape. I think there might be a cape I can slip in. But I'm definitely giving away a helm. This helm, I told Larry he had to come look at this helm. This helm is so sweet looking. It's so awesome. I know it doesn't really go with the armor. I need kind of more Moe-y armor, but yes, AdventureQuest 3D, AQ 3D, not like IQ 3. That doesn't work out. A 3D IQ. I think that would be pretty interesting. But all right, let's get into the game. And now here we go. Oh, there's music on this page. MJ should have just come to this page first. There we go. What? I was adventure at a venture. No, it can be a venture. What are you talking about? Like capitalist venture? Don't you think? Okay, fine. All right, I should have come straight to this page. I can't believe I didn't realize that there was music here, but not on the character page. So. Raid! Hey, I am Root. Oh! I am Root, just sub for the 4th month in a row. Sweetness. And Artix Entertainment is hosting us too. We have been mobbed. Yeah! I mean, we like that. So, I am Root. I am Root needs a song. I am Root needs a song. I can't think of a good Friday the 13th song. This, oh my goodness, I love to see. I've taken another screenshot of this just to make sure I still have it. And oh no, people be careful getting overexcited with your emotes. Oh my goodness, so TGI Friday the 13th and the Kittens of Chaos. Yes! Oh, and Zero Fire King just subscribed. Oh my goodness, I gotta come up with multiple songs now. I do a lot of Queen. I gotta do something that's not Queen for once. I could go Michael Jackson. I can't do something like Backstreet Boys. I don't know that. Other than a film clip that I watched recently, I have no idea about that. Oh, look at that. I am Root with the cheering. Woo! Oh gosh, you guys, I'm so distracted. I don't know the songs. We got a sub. I am Root subbed and gave cheers, bits for years. We love I am Root for the great support. I lost it there. Okay. There's a Christmas version for you. It's not very Christmassy, but oh, Christmas in July. Come on. Who hasn't done that, right? And yeah, more. Let's see. So Zero Fire King. Goodness gracious, Fire King is subbed. Da 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 da. You gave us subs and you rattled our brains. Da 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 da. All this love drives MJ insane. Da 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 da. What a thrill. The sub is real. Goodness gracious, Barking has subbed. There you go. Brand new, custom tailored sub song for Zero Fire King. Alright, we need to go in and do something. We might be getting a surprise visitor. May not be much of a surprise, but hey, you know what? Let's do a giveaway right now while we're here. 2 Mo Helms are coming out. All you have to do is be following the channel. Click the little button, just be following. That's the only thing you have to do. And put it in now. Exclamation point. Oh, wait, maybe let me make sure it's working. Since we had trouble last time. Okay, it's open. Okay, don't need, okay, it is open. Exclamation point, raffle, raffle it up, my friends. Raffle, raffle, bo baffle. Gonna get a mo tassel. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you already won one in previous existences, like last week, let others have a chance to get Mo. I know Mo is awesome, but you can't get extra helms and like put them on your feet. Does not work. I mean, I might have tried to put a helm on my feet, okay? But it didn't work, so just trust me on this. Alright, then let's go ahead in game while everybody is waffling. I'm saying waffling. Raffling. Waffles are good, by the way. Slay now. Look at me. Oh. Can you just go in and pick a side before, without doing the whole questy thing again? Oh, look, Zorback is winning. Ooh, what kind of cool things does Dottie have? All right, 1 more minute, and I'm rolling for these 2 people. What kind of souvenirs have we got? I think I've got most of these. So I got the toasty marshmallow. That's the important one. That's right. That's the important one. I don't have that one. I'm not sure I would ever use that one. That is... wow. That is big. Oh, geez. Ow, that looks painful. Alright, guys. Here we go. Here we go. We're rolling, we're giving away Mo codes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. MJ's happy, she's weird. Kiwi Armor is following us and has won a Mo code. Please send me a whisper. Look, I'm gonna say hi in chat. Click on that, and if you right click on it or click on it, whatever you click, do some kind of click. It'll say whisper, use that key, send me a message, I will send you your code. Number 2 goes to bum 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 Dream 2015. Was that the last time you had a dream? That would be so sad. And a shout out to cousin Enza Denio. It's happy birthday. They say it's her birthday. Da 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 da. Mop says happy birthday to you. Da 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 da. So happy birthday to Enza Denino. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. They do not give me pronunciation guides on names here, so. Sweet. Ah! You know what? I am Root. We have for the last the last month, I don't know why the Streamlabs notifications, I hear them, I hear every one of them, they're popping up on the side here. I don't understand why they are not showing up. I don't. I just... I will try... Was that my phone? Was it... Oh. That phone could technically actually be Artix. So... yeah, you're all gonna forgive me if I figure out why my phone is on the other side of the room. Alright, so I'll sing while I walk. And they sing as they walk, then walk, then walk, then... Where on earth is my phone? I don't know. Angie lost her phone today. Please don't be Artix sending me a text. 'Cause I me? Text me again so I can find the blasted thing. What is with me and the bad luck? Great, okay. Well, I'm still talking to you, walking all around my... Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna pretend I didn't even do that. We are totally gonna pretend that my phone wasn't sitting right behind me that whole time. Okay? So, yeah, we're gonna pretend that and give away something else to try to distract you guys from that, right? Right? Yep, I'm just gonna roll again. Totally drawn again. So, Sensor 3D. Everybody now think about Sensor winning a helm, because that's what we're thinking about now, right? Right, totally. Night, I'm having a conflict too to watch and stream. Z-Rep and MJ are both having the same stream. It's... Oh! Well, then I better stop just standing around here, huh? Pull one up in both windows and try to watch both Nightbot. Night 1000? Oh my gosh, I keep calling you Nightbot. Wow. Oh, Wolverine AQ is getting hit too. Oh my gosh. Sorry, no summon codes. Nightbot 2.0. Alright, can we just go choose sides? Do I have to go through all the quests again? I don't want to go through the quests. I want to go choose a side. I might choose both sides, by the way. Wait, why is... Let's do the Zorback go through. Wait, maybe I don't want to welcome to it. Oh. Even if it hurts terribly. Ah. Fanaticism or zealotry. No questioning. So it's pretty much the same chat. Twilly Cabin. They're bad and we're good. Yep. Crush all who get in your way. Alright, we're war questing for Twilly right now. We're gonna war quest for Twilly. Wait. Massively... Wait. Who do you want me to turn off their stream? Why would I tell anyone to turn off their stream? So that what would work? What? Sorry, I think I missed something. Oh. Oh, no. To host a channel, you just do /host, a space, and the name of the channel. So there are people who could be in the Artix Entertainment stream and watching from there, or you could... Wow, I didn't mean to go out of the window there. Or you could...
Hot mic!
Yikes.
Whoa, hot mic! Nice! You yelled that coming in.
Hello?
Hey! Hello, hello!
Are you receiving me?
I am receiving you, ever since you went hot mic, hot mic! Get your hot mics here! Or is that something like hot potato? I hope he's receiving me.
Oops, check, check, check.
Artix, can you hear me? Artix is not hearing me. I hear a rogue. Artix. Oh, oh! Don't tab out a game while something is shooting. Oh, somebody else is helping me. Thank you! Can you not hear me? I don't think you can hear me. Well, that's alright. We're gonna hear all sorts of, secret... Wait. Wow, I didn't think that was ever going to die. Okay.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I plugged in my thing after I launched the app. That'll teach me.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, MJ. I'm so sorry for the delay. We don't know how to stream. we our Sauce left. He got wisdom teeth extracted. How are you doing?
Ooh, better than having wisdom teeth extracted.
Yeah, we were like, well, are you live? Are we in?
Are, yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we're in. I'm
Hi,
here.
everybody.
Can hear you. Yeah, you came in yelling hot mic. I'm like hot potato. So
Hot potato.
So we've been able to hear you.
Oh,
we might have been
I'm sorry.
teasing you when you couldn't hear us.
Can you hear this? Anything play?
No. Well, I heard something drop.
Oh, okay. So let's see here. Let's go.
Let me make sure.
Get-
Can everybody hear Artix really well? I want to make sure I don't need to up the sound of Discord, which I might need to do. What is my opinion on Sticks, the tool which allowed disabled persons to play AQ3D?
Oh, see, there's this bot that's going to get a whole bunch of players banned pretty soon called that, and they're trying to get you to talk about it because that guy.
Oh, okay. Frankly, I couldn't have an opinion because I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. So who's that?
Okay.
Okay, I'm launching up AdventureQuest 3D. I'm gonna come join you. I was really hoping we were gonna have the new version of the client up so that I could show you the features that you requested all actually being live, but that'll be next week when we have the intro. The intro.
Ooh, intro. Well, I mean, I couldn't pass up a Friday the 13th in AQ3D.
I know, and I really wish we could have done. We had an idea for a Shrade X. We were gonna like crash a spaceship into the lake and like have a big adventure that took into the origins of Shrade. But we were like, okay, we need to build the actual world of this game. We should be focusing on the main storyline content instead of pushing back building the core world for you know, a one-off event. So we were responsible, but then a lot of players were really disappointed that there wasn't going to be a new version of Shrade. So yesterday we said, okay, we're absolutely going to do this, and the team stayed late, and Gage stayed like, well, he worked from home, but he worked really late, and he got the new Cryo Shrade out. So the story is, so we got 2 armor sets and the new version of Shrade out, and the story goes, they found that they couldn't kill him, so instead they froze him to keep him frozen until another generation could find some way to defeat the being known as Shrade. But then someone discovered the cryo chamber, and they opened it.
So we get Shrade on ice.
Yes. Would you like to do this? Would you be the official singer for Shrade on Ice? MJ sings Shrade on Ice.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Oh, did you guys come up with a name for the little Moglin snack?
Yes. We are now calling him Cupcake the Sprinkles Lord.
Sprinkles the Cupcake Lord would have been better, but okay.
Okay, so
I'm Team Sprinkles. I'm sorry, I was Team Sprinkles.
it's okay. Just they started calling him Cupcake in the lab. We've been hearing him named Cupcake, and people have been fighting over him. I imagine. Hey, Winnie, is Cupcake on your desk? Who stole him this time? We don't know what Cupcake's gender is. All we know is Cupcake is an orphan.
Cupcake is a pastry, okay? It's a confection, so that's a gender in itself.
So there's a player named Roxas online right now, and Roxas sent me a fan mail letter. And I'd love to read this for you. MJ, can I read a fan letter?
Absolutely.
So this fan letter came with a 4-leaf clover, which I think the best thing ever was receiving a letter with a 4-leaf clover on Friday the 13th.
That's pretty cool.
Dear Artix, my name is Beep. You've seen me in game as the player named... Can I say his name? Did I already say his name?
I don't think so.
Hey, you're on the stream. If I can say your name, please let me know if you'd like me to say your name. Otherwise, I will named insert name here. My armor sets are constantly changing because I keep finding new items I enjoy. There have been very few updates with the events I didn't enjoy, but it's all a process, and I soon enough that there would be something released that I'd enjoy. It's probably odd to get something like this from a player. I just wanted to thank you for all of your kindness in a more personal way. Sorry about my chicken scratch handwriting, but I feel a written word has more weight. Everyone at the lab strives daily to make the whole player base smile. I will always support AE! Triple exclamation point! I hope this letter makes it to you and the team safely. Here's a luck boost on me. Battle on!
Oh, and it's Roxas says it's me, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, this is from Roxas. Thank you, Roxas. This was an incredibly well-timed letter. I'm gonna hang it on the fridge.
Oh. I even had a comment from the middle of it, and now I forgot.
They were in PJ's office.
That was so sweet.
Admittedly, those are the only places I looked, but I can't find any of them.
Okay, all the Moglins are missing. All of them.
You can't blame this on me yet.
Might be some Friday the 13th unluckiness.
At some point, they're like gonna invite me down there, or I'm gonna break in down there, one of the two, and then they're gonna find all those cute little stuffy plushies. They be gone.
Oh my god, I want to meet you so bad. Like, I was not scheduled to go to Dragon Con, and in August I have 3 events coming up, and I'm trying to figure out if I could go to Dragon Con just to come out there and shake your hand in person, because
no,
really grateful to know you.
He wants to kick my butt with his black belt. Really is what he wants to do.
If we fought in real life, like if it was all out fight, I would just let you kill me. I would never raise a fist to you.
I grew up with brothers, man. I'm all about wrestling.
I'm not saying you're not tough. I'm just saying I will never ever hurt any of my friends. I will take a bullet for them, but I will never ever hurt one of my friends.
Aww.
Unless you're Dage, because...
Unless you're Dage, then Dage.
Because we like to fight!
Oh my goodness. Oh, so... slightly off thing, but I'm gonna ask a favor of all of our viewers right now. Okay? There are some really unpleasant, threaten everything about your life and family and terrible trolls that are hounding on Mop right now. Now, none of you guys see it. None of you guys see it because it's all stopped. But...
It's all what?
It's stopped. It's blocked from going live on the site. But do you know what happens? All of it goes to moderator email.
Ooh.
So, if you guys, if anybody feels so inclined, if you would send nice words or wishes to the tip line for Bree, that would be so awesome, because she has to read and wade through every single bit of that garbage, and it is getting so nasty and so personal, and it's just from a few people that are really terrible and horrible, and you can't see what they're saying because it's blocked, but unfortunately the moderators still get it in their inbox. all the time. And she's getting a giant deluge of it. So I'm just going to say that. She has no idea I'm saying that. Shh. Nobody rat me out.
All right, so how do I do this? I'm gonna go to the stream.
There is a tip line at the top of Massively OP, and any kind of nice words would just be a nice thing for mods to just have to counter all of that sludgy yuck.
Is it people from like the AQ3D community or just people in general?
No. It's some people that are now banned from the site and apparently don't realize they're banned and continue to send this terrible mail. So, isn't that terrible?
That is. It's. I don't know. You work really hard and you try to be super pleasant and fun, and I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, that stuff is really a pain because it literally does. I only get notifications. I put them up mostly for my pieces, but yeah, it just all comes through. Even the stuff that for people who are banned, their stuff will still actually come through on the email, even if it doesn't go on site. And then you go and read it, checking to see what comments somebody has made, and you read that, and it's like really depressing. You're like, okay, there's one or two of those, but unfortunately, someone's decided to make it a personal... Yeah.
Okay.
And
wait,
so, I like the sauce said that it's your mom's. Shout out to your mom, Enza Danino, because I just said happy birthday to an Enza Danino, who is the sister of someone earlier in the stream. Are y'all family playing in here? We got whole families together? That's so awesome!
A family that plays together, slays together.
Pretty much. We gotta give away another couple of Mo helms, because you guys are awesome. And I love you guys, and I want you all to know, too, that actually Bree has mentioned how really super the AQ3D community is. She loves when she gets things about this community because they have always been, like, the awesomest people.
I second that.
Carnavs, I told you that it's a drawing. It's a drawing. We're doing a drawing, so make sure you're... Oops. Maybe I should... Yeah. I'm gonna die while I do giveaways. That's a new thing. Exclamation point raffle. If you want to join, I'll give away a couple more helms. Remember, the way to do that is to send me a... Oh! I Am Root just gifted a sub to Rapzalligator. Rapzalligator.
Oh, nice, Root.
Rapzalligator.
Rapzalligator's awesome.
Everybody in here is awesome. You know what? I think that... Oh, no! Rapzalligator is all being so nice and thankful, and Nightbot went, no!
Is Mika cosplay Mika? Like, the Mika that I'm thinking about, or
I don't know.
Mika?
There's a Mika cosplay in here. It was actually
yeah, in chat and in the stream.
And in the stream, yeah.
We need a way that, like, people can watch the stream while they're in-game.
A special little add-in in the corner for only, you know, MJ streams. No,
yeah, just... Oh, it is Mika. Hi, Mika. So I had actually messaged Mika to ask. Can I tell a story about you? So I messaged Mika to ask about the Moglins because we're getting ready to do this Kickstarter for our Moglin plushies, and I said, Mika, like, here's what we're thinking, and we want to make sure it's a really good value. We want to make sure that people get in the Kickstarter are getting it for like less money than the people who will get it afterwards. And we're only going to be releasing one Moglin a month, so if you get in the Kickstarter, you can get all of them now. Otherwise, you got to wait until the month of Moglin becomes available. And I started giving Mika the pricing, and you know, it was like, you know, one Moglin for 14, and you got like 2 Moglins, one Hero Moglins, and one of any Moglin for 25.
Hero
and
Moglin,
like, okay. For like $50, you get like the entire like 6 collection of the original core cast Moglins, and then for $60, you get the entire core cast of, you know, the variant Moglins. And she's like, wow, that's really good. And then I was like, and for $99, you can just have every one of the Moglins. And she goes like, hang on, and she starts checking her bank account to see if she had the money. I'm like, no, we're just figuring out prices. She's like, okay, I got it, I'm ready. I'm like, no, they're not ready. told you. I'm just seeing if the prices were good. So thank you, Mika, for that.
Well, the minute you started saying something, I'm like, all right, how much can I like sell my children off for? No, I'm starting to think, all right, seriously, what can I? Yeah. Hello, I have one Twilly here. Would absolutely find a way to dedicate an entire bookshelf to Moglin Land.
Now that is not the Twilly that we're making. You have the like way back in 2005.
Oh, I know, but he needs friends.
Like those are so rare. Like
more
those are
friends.
Like the super rare.
People probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'll see if I can prop him up. I used to stream with him, but I keep forgetting. Here, buddy.
Zach from King of the Nerds, the TV show King of the Nerds, he took his Twilly onto the TV show and had it on his interviews.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can stick. So I've also got the Zorback and the Twilly hats because I had to buy them. I couldn't be without them. So I'm gonna take this Twilly. I'm gonna try to put his head's a little bit bigger. I mean,
Team Twillback.
His head's kind of smaller than this hat here. See if I can. Look at this. I'm supposed to be working or streaming. I don't know. I'm over here. I had to clean off my desk, you guys. I had this major home inspection, so I have to have a big home inspection every month for having my little nephew here living with me. And a lot of people were like sending us. Okay, so I have like 1,500 wipes in my house. That's how many cases of wipes I have in my house right now. We don't need that many wipes, by the way. But it's just like that and diapers keep appearing. So many diapers. Yeah, you're in the land of diapers.
Yes,
You're
I
a
am.
munchkin.
I am knee deep in the diapers. I have my patented technique. I make a deal with every child about the not sprinkling me. There's an honor code. There's a deal that is struck. I have yet to catch fire. Don't cross the streams.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, see if I can. Maybe I can put the hat behind him. 'Cause you can't really. There we go. I'll try to hang the hat up behind him.
Oh, Frosty Shrade's up. Frosty Shrade's up.
Where? Oh, where? I see something in the corner back there. Nope, that's a fire. Where is he? Oh, it's right. Oh, behind me. Behind the rocks! No! I missed it! Okay, now I'm sad.
Oh, I got a craft badge?
Wait, that's
So
all you
the
got from
ice-
it?
I know. So, icy, cold Shrade. What? I thought Alicia was laughing at my bad luck. She's the one to put the drop percentages on. There's a small percent chance of getting the different pieces of the I can't say it. I typed the word, I can't say it. Cryo Shrade. Cryo Shrade armor pieces. Still there?
Just coughing fit, yeah. That's all. Sorry.
Don't die.
So, think of it as, don't cryo for me, Argentina, you know? You can go that way.
Okay.
That's how you pronounce it. Cryo.
Cryo.
Cryo, baby. Cryo, baby. There you go.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. 2 years ago, we went down, they had a cryotherapy place where you got in this giant vat and they like made it like the temperature was like just like you had to kind of go in naked, but they made it like freezing. And then it's supposed to like sports athletes do this and it's supposed to like be like way better than resting or something. I don't know. So,
really?
I tried it. It was really cool. It was fun. I mean, it was freezing. And that was about it. It was a little underwhelming.
Okay. All right. Oh, I'm gonna try something here with Streamlabs. Oh, I'm probably being attacked. Let's see. Account, donation, my account dashboard. Crud, it's been a while since I've actually... Wait, there's a spin wheel?
Holy cripes! Zorback's at 6% already?
It was at 4% earlier. Everybody in here is like doing it.
If all your fellow players jumped off a bridge, would you do that?
Well, I've got there. Okay,
Yes,
there's
yes,
a donation
we
ticker.
We don't take fall damage in this game.
Widget URL. All right. We are going to make a new widget URL and see if it will start showing stuff. That's one of the things I was doing. No, it doesn't look like it's... I am so bummed that it just keeps not working. Oh wait, there's... Wow, there's like a tip jar showing. Oh. Alert box. Okay, let's go to the alert box. Click to show the widget. So, the tip jar is actually showing up, guys. I have hope that maybe we actually will get party... Oh, I'm like tabbed out of the game. Alright, okay. The tip jar is showing up. So this is my hope. If I come in here and I change the URL and I hit OK. Alright, somebody hit follow or something. And let's see if it works again. If it starts working again. I'm so curious. Yes! I got it to work! I got it to work! Yay! Oh, and he cheered too! Look at that, Cadius. Thank you! I'm so excited! Now you can all see... You can all see the cheers and the follows and the thises and the thates and the... It better all show. Alright, oh, wait, what else was I doing? Oh yeah, Twilly! That's... So, now we gotta go over here and we have to turn on the special webcam that only works for... Oh, I better turn this light on, you're not gonna see him. Let's see if that'll work.
Dark energy.
Ta-da!
Hey, there's Twilly.
And my Zorback cat. Which he can't wear because it's too big. There you go! Woohoo! Oh my gosh, we finally got... Stuff is working! Stuff is working! I'm so excited! Xerxes followed, unfollowed, and then followed. Okay, you guys are awesome. We're gonna roll more winners. Don't forget, in order to win, you need to be a follower, and then you just send me a whisper by typing on my name, clicking my name there. It's really easy. Here we go. We're drawing 2 more. Hell's Blade 420. Ooh, Hell's Blade has won something before. I don't know what, but something. So awesome! Congratulations! Send me a whisper in Twitch. What the? I turned sound on the game off because I have no idea where that came from. Where is that from and why is it? I have no clue. That is not, is that coming from you, Artix? No? What is that coming from? What the heck? Ow. Okay, yeah, I'm actually... What the... Alright, I put sound in the game back on. That's from the donations tip jar? You have the option of a chat jukebox. That hurt my ears like you guys wouldn't believe. As in, like, MJ crying. Can I find how to turn that thing down a lot? Font size? I have no idea how to turn that down. Oh, so that jukebox is from a tip. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of muted that. Yeah, the tip jar just... Oh, gosh. Oh, man. You guys do not even know how much that hurt. I can't find it. I can't find where to turn that sound down. Oh, oh, man. Okay. I'll just take the headset off if it happens again. And Galadin just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. I'm sorry. I thought Artix was like, I don't know. I couldn't figure out where that music was coming from. Alright, what are we doing? I don't know anything anymore.
Nice, Galadin. So I just got a message a little bit from Red. And Red, if you can hear the sound of my voice, I will find a time to contact you over this weekend. I have not, I saw the thing you sent me on Steam, but I have not had a free moment to respond to pretty much any of my messages yet. So, he also told me to eat pants. I think that's a bad thing. Pants are pretty high in fiber. Depends on the thread count. So, it happens.
Do you have any clue? You guys probably don't use Streamlabs too much. Okay. I'm gonna have to research how to just turn down that alert sound somewhere. Pant, eat. Eat, pant, pant, eat. Eggplant. Oh, I like eggplant. I've lost the group. Wow, the group. Nobody's like moving. There's just like a mob here around Artix. Which I'm hoping everyone can still hear me. I didn't break my mic, did I?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Because that's really what matters.
So would you like to talk about some of the game features that we've been talking about?
Yes, yes. So, wait, you said next week we've got what coming out?
Wait, I got a message from Unlucky saying that eat pant is a good thing, don't worry. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because, you know, there's zipper dangers. Like, and, I mean, what are we talking MC Hammer pants? Is it hammer time?
Do, 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 do.
Nobody knows what that is anymore. I'm sorry. That was...
No, they need to know. They need to know. They must
do need to
learn.
know.
Yes, mortal, where you won. You won a helm.
Not the worst thing I've been told this year.
All right, so more story, more story.
Oh, so yeah, features. So, we've been working, you know, on this game for a while, and we finally got to the point where some of the really tough things are almost done. And the things that are lower down on the list, I think, of the higher ticket items. PvP probably at the forefront of this, and getting all these classes released. So we've been talking over and over again about, getting to Doomwood and releasing Paladin and Necromancer as kind of a, we want to have like vampires versus werewolves. We want to have pirates versus ninjas. Probably more specifically, sky pirates versus ninjas.
Underground ninjas?
They can really hang out wherever they want. It's really up to the individual ninja's taste of.
Well, I don't know if you had sky pirates. I mean, I wondered if they were whole, terrainist. Is that a word?
They could be swamp ninjas.
Are they terrainist? The sky people don't like the ground people, and the underground people don't like the...
So, but before like that, like we have a core game kind of issue where we keep changing the combat to make the combat more fun. And right now, Dage has created new versions of all 3 of the starter classes. And we went back to revisit all of the starting classes skills. And one thing that made the game feel way better was every time you hit a monster, they played a little like jitter to let you know that you made contact with them. Because sometimes when you hit the monsters, like they're in the middle of an animation, so they only play their hit animation when they're not doing anything. So Corin's gonna try to rig it so that like even if they're in the middle of an animation, they'll still like kind of dip back a little bit. And then we're gonna do a new round of sound effects to make the sound effects in the game better. And then we're adding grass. So in the new intro that we have coming out next week, it's pretty short because the previous intro was frankly too long. But we're gonna introduce the main villain, and the main villain looks amazing.
Is that the picture that you didn't like show me a while ago?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe. That's gonna be okay. It is amazing. Not that I know. I'm just.
So the only thing that we've really released about him now is his name's Vane.
You're so vain. Oh yeah.
Really good villains have 3 things. 1, they have an actual purpose. 2, they think they're right. And 3, the best villains are right. So Vane has a very deep connection to the world and where the world's going, but we sure as heck aren't going to be telling you that in the intro. So there are going to be some people who are going to say, "Oh my God, you called out like you made this villain and you didn't tell us anything about him, or he's just a big strong looking thing," and like it does take some time to build up the story, right? Like, so we're going to be hearing a lot from Vane, and probably one of the biggest things missing from the game was, in Dragon Fable, we had Sepulture, and Sepulture was a very oppressive, overarching villain who kind of had his hand into everything. And in AdventureQuest 3D, we've had Malik Grimsbane, who's this like former hero that you kind of encounter a few times, but we're gonna see Vane is gonna be the hero, the villain you always wanted and look forward to hating and killing and stuff, if you can ever kill him, which might be a thing. So then
Lost Hiker, is it a new outfit?
Yes. Lost Hiker was created by Winnie, who did the Deer Lord set from last week, 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
And it's sporting some flannel, so in case you're visiting the Northeast, you can fit in and look stylish, or maybe you just kind of want to get into that like 1990s grunge look. There's probably an angle there somewhere.
Dang it! I just lost the Lost Hiker pack. I had to make room in my inventory, and then it went away. No! All right, keep going. Sorry. I lost my pack.
In naming this villain, we probably went through. I don't even want to tell you how many names we went through, and we had some really long mouthful names, and we're like, look, nobody has ever been able to pronounce Sepulture on the first try. So we wanted to do something that was powerful, yet simple. and it's really tough for me to not, you know, have it be like multiple syllables with weird letters in it. But he's a very, very imposing character, and I think this name really fits him.
You made it just so I could sing about him. Probably think this game is about you. You're so vain. You're so... Right?
Vein in the membrane. I'm vein in the brain.
It's gonna be great.
All the zombies are like, vein, vein.
Veins, yeah. Well, I'm trying to help Twilly, and it's not working here.
Yeah, my points are going to Twilly.
Yeah, well, we're not getting
I was
very
told
far.
like a long time ago that I wasn't allowed to interfere in the war, but I think we can interfere a little bit in the war here. We're Twilly needs some help, guys.
Sepulcher? Hey, Steve!
Sepulcher.
Oh no, he's typing in... It's with a K. Yeah, I haven't actually seen that name. I don't know how I'd pronounce it.
Yeah, see, I pronounced it on the stream, and then when you read it, you still couldn't. So we went a little simpler this time.
No, Ulker. The
What?
way Steve typed it into chat. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
He said
Sepulcher.
Ulker.
Good old Sepulcher. Member of the Ulker family.
I'm just starting to look at and read chat stuff. Oh, Mystery's helping Twilly on the red server.
I know you haven't played AdventureQuest Worlds that much, but we probably had some of our greatest villains in AdventureQuest Worlds. Like in terms of like okay, so I judge my from a completely like Artix point of view. I take my villains from a point of how good do they look on a box cover? How good is their story? Like, is it a story you want to follow? And how bad do you secretly want to be them? So, Sepulcher was like, oh, what's that? The cart's coming in. So, like, I really felt that he was kind of that Darth Vader, Lord Soth, that dark, tragic knight. And his story is so tragic. And I love the fact that they told his backstory in AQ Worlds over the past 3 weeks. Sorry for my horse. I got a horse. And then Drakath was another favorite, and a lot of people don't know that I had actually ridden Drakath back when I was in like late middle school, early high school. And of course, it was a very different character back then with the same things. And then when we started doing AdventureQuest Worlds, we were coming up very much like we did for this one. We were coming up with the main villain for the world, and I was talking with Nalgath, and we kind of like co-conspired on building this villain. So it was like a merging of our two like evil alter egos, because I really like the super cool, like he's not as powerful and imposing as somebody like Sepulcher, but he's really dark and mysterious, and he manipulates things through his skills and ability more than brute strength. And I'm a big fan of this type of villain. Like Zorbak being a Mogler, I really like him as a villain because he's just mischievous, and a lot of the trouble he causes, like, it's not even intentional. Like, he kind of makes mistakes out of his own greed.
Okay.
Vordred, after we had done a couple releases in AdventureQuest Worlds, we wanted to do Doomwood, and we didn't just want to do what we did in Dragon Fable, which was, okay, we're going to have a necromancer, and then we're going to scale up to having a lich, and yay, we defeated the undead army, you beat the lich. We wanted to do something completely different that we've never done before in our game, so we developed this paladin slayer, and we created this paladin slayer named Vordred. And the idea was that he was a being of darkness. He was covered in skulls of the paladins that he created, and he hungered for just more skulls, and like every time he took down like a high paladin, he turned them into one of his undead like slave generals. And as you kind of played through that story, you got to like witness firsthand him using his power against King Vader says my pet's losing this war. I know. Come on, Twilly guys, we got to catch up. We're only at 2%. Yeah. Oh, sure. Thank you. Do I sound that bad? Thank you.
All right, Steve, this is for you. It is the 5th power of the Necromancer class. In chat, Steve was asking about the giant skeleton.
The giant skeleton.
Yep.
This one? Oh, the Oko Kuder, shoot.
Oh, I can't have multiple stacks of... Oh.
Japanese giant skeleton. Odokaru. 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 I know, like, when I went to Japan, like, I got really into yokai, which, you know how, like, the term undead, like, is a very broad word that covers, like, vampires and ghouls and zombies and just all kinds of undead? Well, the Japanese have a word for monsters called yokai, and it covers, like, this incredibly large amount of these very Japan-specific lore monsters. And one of them is that super giant skeleton that we had in the we had a release called it took place on Yokai Island, and you got this. Can I tell a story? Is it story time? Of course. This is all story time. So here I'm gonna put my character on there so I can focus. Apparently I can't multitask anymore. Like, that feature got disabled in one of my latest sleep updates. So you got this letter from the princess of Yokai Island asking you to come help. And you take this boat across, and during the boat ride, you encounter this kind of demon fox, this 9-tailed demon fox character. And they try to stop you, but you end up making it. And when you get there, you find out that there's a tournament, but something's terribly, terribly wrong. And there's this old legend, and it was actually a legend that I learned at one of the shrines in Japan, that if a koi, the fish, you know, they have these beautiful, you know, temples, and they have these giant fish ponds, and in them there's these koi fish. And there's these waterfalls, and legend says that if a koi can swim up the waterfall, it'll turn into a dragon and like become this amazing thing. So I was really touched by this, and I wanted to build the story of Yokai Island around this. So the story's told, and you go to Yokai Island, and you fight in this tournament, and we kind of did like every one of the animes I enjoyed watching, from Yu Yu Hakusho to Dragon Ball to you name it, ended up in some sort of tournament thing. So we did a bunch of spoof characters like Naruto, and we just did, like, we had this one like Goku-like character, and like he just started charging up, and like periodically we'd come back to him and he'd still be charging up, and after the entire quest line was over, like then finally his fireball like went off.
Oh my goodness.
So we so you got there, and you fought, and you had to get the sword, and you went around the island, and we built every zone had a different theme of yokai monster based on I'd bought a couple books on yokai and started watching a lot of horror films. There's a great series movie comic called Gegege no Kitaro, which is just about this like creepy boy who's like totally like down with yokai. It was amazing, and it was a great source of inspiration. So we put that together, and you fight through the tournament, and then at the end you had to get this magical dragon sword, and you wanted to stop this kitsune, who was basically a 9-tailed fox, from opening a rift and allowing all these evil yokai back into the world from the spirit realm. And he rips it open, and of course you know the story about the koi swimming up and becoming a dragon. Mm-hmm. And as these yokai are pouring out of this portal that was ripped up in the sky, you start fighting your way up, jumping on the backs of these falling yokai monsters, and you actually make your way up this waterfall of yokai, like shadow yokai monsters, and then you hit the top and transform into this like unbelievable like shadow dragon form, and are able to fight Kitsune. And I loved building that story, and I didn't think that he was even one of the best villains. Like, a lot of people said, dude, you guys just like totally stole off Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was like, yeah, we kind of did on this one. Like, we didn't mean to be like Like it just like when we saw the side by side after it was done, we're like, yeah, he's pretty much Shredder. Yeah, I mean, Shredder just looks like a samurai with some claws. So I mean, you know, there's that. Was there a point I was telling that story for? I forgot. We were just talking about yokai.
So are there points to your stories? I
don't really know. Let's eat some more burrito.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna give away a couple more Mohelms, so hopefully you guys have your raffles in, exclamation point raffle, enter, be following. More Mo's coming. The way the winners will get their Mohelm is by sending me a whisper in Twitch.
Come join us for that.
I need to. I got it. Volume.
Okay. Good job helping. So hey everybody. Requin? Is that? Rakan. Sorry. I'm really out of it today. So Rakan, Vesper's sister, is here with me. Vesper's missing today.
She is. She might have gotten lost in the closet.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe that's where the Mogla went. She was like just a Mogla ran.
She did.
And of course, Rakan works in player support, and player support hooked up Twitter. So now, if you have any problems with your account, or your account was banned, or you want to get your account back, you can now go to Twitter, and we are loosening the rules somewhat to help players get their accounts back. So if you've had account problems in the past and you couldn't get them back, go ahead and contact player support, and they're gonna do everything in their power to help you get your account back.
They have the power. That was awesome.
Is it okay?
That's great. Thank you.
All right, sweet.
All right, giving away. Be sure you're following. Oh wait, let me pick up my loot first.
Raffle.
Badges. Raffle, bo baffle, banana, fana, fo faffle.
Faffle. Fee-fa.
Bo maffle. Raffle. All right, 2 more winners. And the first one is, whoa, dang, not following, massively overpowered. Redraw.
Oh.
Last Cardax.
You do not have to be a subscriber, but you do need to follow this channel to be eligible for the raffle. So make sure you hop over there to Twitch and you hit that follow button, so you're following, and then you can win the raffle.
And Thorn of Borg. Thorn of Borgs. Borgs are a thorn. What?
Rigged.
Rigged? Why is it rigged? Why? What did I do? What happened? Okay.
See what just happened? Every time I drive down a street and I see like some sort of like sign that like has an animal picture on it, or I see like a warning children crossing thing, I always wonder what terrible accident happened here that forced them to put that sign there. And
oh, yeah.
you just saw that live, right? Like, we need a sign that says, make sure you're following, because if we were driving down the highway of Twitch, we would know.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. I could make a nice graphic and do the street sign.
Follow or else!
You didn't follow. Follow to win. Something, I don't know. I like making graphics. I don't know if people know that about me, actually, but I absolutely love doing graphic work.
Roxa says, Sabir has been permamuted. Could he still be a tester? To which I answered, do we have testers other than Vex? Yeah, this is one of those like super important Munchkin calls. I'm gonna let you tell another story real quick. Yay! Tell a story. Tell a story. All right, you go for it. And when you come back, your Twitch channel will be banned. Yay! All right, guys, she's gone. It's just us now. Go ahead, sit down, get your drink. It's story time. So this isn't about villains, but this is about my favorite AdventureQuestian type stories. And I think the very best stories we've ever written were in our idle game, AdventureQuest Dragons, which we only released on mobile. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but the original idle game, like the one that like made it a thing, well, there's Progress Quest way back in like 2002, but the person that really put idle games on the map was the Cookie Clicker guy, Orteal. And when he made Cookie Clicker, I was mad. Like I was half mad. I was half like in awe, because Rolith and I had created a game called The Button, which was is the same thing. It was the exact same thing, but we never released it and we never finished it. Which, if you've ever like had a great idea and then were really mad when you saw somebody else actually do it, you can relate to how I feel, right? Like, it is my fault because I should have done it a long time ago. But I never would have thought to put a cookie in it. The cookie was genius. Cookie Clicker was the #1 searched for on Google game in 2014. You might say, why? It's like, well, the URL was impossible to remember, so everyone just Googled it. No, seriously, that's how they became the #1. Like, everyone just Googled it. And even on people's blogs who, like, I follow, like, Danny Chu used to run the world's most popular Japanese blog, and, like, I saw pictures of a schoolroom where the kids had Cookie Clicker up on the big screen, and, like, the teacher was talking about it. I'm like, oh my God, this thing has reach. When I was in Japan, I found books in they have, like, all these, like, stores that have, like, independent comics. And I found, like Cookie Clicker fan art things. And anyways, so I really wanted to make an idle game, but I didn't want to be like Zynga, where Zynga just kind of went in. Wait, I shouldn't talk bad about them, but like, there are some game companies that maybe instead of coming up with like any shred of original idea, just went and did what, you know, took somebody else's thing pretty much verbatim and then made better payment system on it. Not naming any names there, but I didn't want to be like that. So I reached out and I befriended the Cookie Clicker guys, and like, I sent them those comics that I had bought when I was in Japan about Cookie Clicker. And I also mailed them some swords. I know you've heard this story before. So when I went to go make my clicker game, I asked them if they wanted to come be a part of it, and they did. And I was really honored to get to work. And he's so funny. Ortiel is literally the funniest person. Yes, Ortiel means toe in French. It just means toe. And if you speak French and I'm pronouncing it wrong, please let me know. Ortiel. So anyways, have remained great friends with these guys. Opti and Ortiel are amazing. And we built 12 dragons for AdventureQuest Dragons. And I wrote the stories, and he wrote like the system that we used to have the incremental thing. And then he designed the entire story for the Cookie Dragon, which was the 13th dragon that we added on later. Now, what I really want to do is talk about the story of these dragons. Now, if I could go back in time, I would have made the game much simpler. We always do this. We start off like, we're like, okay, Dage is gonna draw some dragons, and we're gonna have a button in there. We're gonna click on it. It's gonna be great. And then we're like, hey, let's animate the dragons, and oh, hey, let's fully paint the dragons in painted style, and then build a like bone mesh thing, and then have them fully animated and like have particle systems and destroy your phone battery. This is a great idea. Let's go. I can see that you're back. I'm reading chat now. Massively overpowered. And and it was the funnest project I've ever worked on. Like, none of my games is my favorite, right? Like, it's like saying one of my children are my favorite. I mean, I wouldn't tell them which one it is. No, you don't have a favorite, right? They're all equal. But the most fun I ever had was probably working on AdventureQuest Dragons, because I've never laughed so much. Like, he is so naturally funny. And Cicero was there too, and like, Cicero's really funny. Like, both of these guys, and like, I kind of felt like I had to step up my game. And I was learning how, like, not just to be like, you know, I spew a lot of puns, and I say a lot of self-deprecating things because, like, you know, when I grew up, I was always like, you know, the Baba black sheep. I was always different and weird, and I would kind of, what? Oh. And I would always kind of like do this self-deprecating humor, because I'm like, look, if you guys are going to make fun of me, I'm going to get there first, you know, like kind of like the Conan O'Brien of video games. So, but all my life has kind of been like that.
Have you any wool?
That's
hey,
funny.
I bet I probably beat you on beating anyone else to the punch on a joke on yourself. I bet I did.
I'm so bad at this, you probably did.
I unfortunately grew up with a very kind of sharp, sarcastic kind of wit, and the inability, I had no heart to do that on other people. So I always did it on myself.
Huh. So you did because you're really nice. I did it because I was really defensive.
I also thought I was a terrible person. I still do part-time, but...
See, this is gonna be really hard for people to believe, but I had no sense of humor when I was really little. I didn't laugh and I didn't smile. In fact, if you found anybody that knew me from like elementary school and middle school, like, you know, I was always talking about dark stuff like vampires and dragons and robots, and I kind of thought I was a robot, and or at least I wished I was. And if you met anybody that knew me in middle school, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, was that kid that wore all black and never smiled?" Like, no joke. And you can ask Warlick because, like, and I don't want you, like, I'm not saying this for pity. I'm just telling you like a legit story. But I used to go in and there was like, you know, lunch was full of people, and there was just this one table that was empty except for me, and that was how I remember middle school. Now things did change substantially. I met Warlick, and Warlick frankly taught me to laugh. I had never laughed so much as when we used to hang out, and that friendship, even though we only were like in the same place, like he visited my house twice, and I went over to his house twice. That was the limit of our like hangouts, and we built a what could be construed as a prototype of the original AdventureQuest 10 years before it would have been made.
Oh,
but,
wow.
But we moved an hour apart from each other, and then we both would like talk on the phone and play games at the same time, like after school. So we lived, you know, 2 hours apart, and we'd sit there like playing the original Doom or like just all these like weird old games, and like we'd kind of keep pace with each other and talk on the phone. Kind of like a single player Twitch stream where you're both streaming. That doesn't hold up.
Okay.
Anyways, but I got a sense of humor, and I used to go into school, and it was weird because when I was in high school, I was the only guy sitting at this table full of really nice girls, and we were all friends. We met when I first moved there, and whatever funny jokes that Warlick would say in our phone call the previous night, I would go in and repeat like I'd come up with it. So he was kind of like my writer. And like they were like, "Adam, you're so funny." And I'd be like, "Oh shucks," and be like, "Okay, I need some more material." Or like,
Oh my goodness. People who meet me now don't really... I'm not the same as what I was when I was younger. I was big into sports. I played soccer. I had to choose between bowling and soccer because I was really good at both of them. Later in life, I was like, dang, I could have made more money probably bowling, actually, because they actually make a lot of money. But I was scared to death of everybody in middle school. And well, it's junior high for me. So I was scared of everybody, and I like wouldn't talk to anybody. And I was smart, and I was in these classes, and I remember walking behind these two girls talking about how stuck up I was because I wouldn't talk to any of them. And I would have like died before thinking I was good enough to talk to these incredible girls, you know?
oh.
And then I was like, dude, I can't, you know, they're thinking these horrible things to me because I'm scared to death to talk to them. So I decided that I was gonna be outgoing. I was going to make myself outgoing. You know
So
how I did that?
You did.
Well, I mean, I'm still shy in some ways, but I didn't know how to be just plain extroverted, per se. So I went weird. I went weird. And, oh my goodness, if I could have gotten an award for acting. So I did, and I went, like, over the top.
Wait, you got a reward for acting?
No, I'm saying if you could. Actually, in high school, a kind of funny story was I did do an acting course in high school and got better reviews than our lead in all the plays. And we're fine
Well, if your
friends
voice acting is
now,
any indicator.
but oh my
indication.
goodness, I did this soliloquy from Death of a Salesman. Anyway, and the teacher was praising me, and I was like public enemy #1 for a while. But that's okay. So I did. I made myself a little more outgoing, a little bit, and a lot more weird, although I was probably weird long before that, okay? But my mom, they're like, boy, your daughter is so quiet at school. My mom was like, I think you're talking to the wrong parent. Because that's not my child. My child is not quiet and sit still, you know. Sorry, Mom. All right, let's raffle another thing. So what I ended up doing before junior high was over, MJ was known for standing on top of a lunchroom table singing Hungry Eyes to a Dorito chip. I did do that in front of the school. I made people laugh so hard, school lunch burrito came out of their nose. Let me tell you, if you thought having milk or soda come through your nose, school lunch burrito coming through your nose is like 3,000 times worse.
Yeah, I like that you added a school lunch burrito, because that's an entirely special level of burrito.
No, because back then, I mean, it used to be like, and it was terrible because the person was eating it, and I'm like, well, we finally figured out how they make these burritos, because it didn't seem like anything was in it. I'm like, they've got to go in and scrape up, you know, all the leftover extra stuff from the garbage can and fold it up in a tortilla. And anyway, yeah. Yeah. And that's about what it looked like. It looked like like some kind of brown goo. But I'm going to tell you guys, the way I grew up with school lunches, oh, I think I've already got the quest. Oh, there you go. Was we had a cook come in to my elementary school, and she came in and she cooked everything for the whole school with, you know, with some helpers, you know, assistants. Like on cornbread days, you smelled that stuff like for an hour before and you were dying for lunch. It was amazing. And then in my 6th grade year, the whole district became very more, you know, conserve money conscious or something, and they fired the cooking staff, you know, let them all go. And we moved to this shipped in standard, which remained forever, of just, you know, bulk things just sent in. It was the saddest thing ever. It was, yeah.
In my school, if you didn't lick your food, somebody would take it.
No, my school, they'd probably take it anyway, just to spite you. I don't know. But I sang to my food. That was, I mean, that's like, you know, Dirty Dancing, the movie. So yeah, I was singing that song.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Unintentional things. I actually got in 2 fights in school.
You got in fights?
Yes. Am I gonna die this time? Oh, I keep not watching. Okay, so I'll tell you about the middle school and the high school fight. Because, oh dear. Alright, I need some help here. Number 5, come and get me. Oh shoot! I just minimized my screen! Come back! Screen! Okay. Shucks. So, grade school, I grew up with the brother, okay, you know, who made sure I knew how to fight. Not from the most altruistic means. But, so there was a day, my biggest fight I was remembered for was when this guy, you're all gonna laugh at me. There was this guy that was picking on my brother who's 3 years older than me. And I was like, I knew I was gonna get in trouble when we got home because him being hurt or whatever, I was gonna get in trouble, right? So it was 6th grader. Keep in mind, I'm in 3rd grade. So I was just like, you need to leave him alone. I'm like really upset at this guy. And he's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, well, whatever I have to, or whatever a 3rd grader says. And he's like, oh, what, you wanna hit me? Here, go right ahead. And I knocked him flat out. He did not live that down through all of high school. He's like, oh my gosh, the 3rd grade girl just kicked your butt. Like, dude, I had a brother 3 years older than me. Guess who I learned to fight? So then by the time I get to middle school and I'm like, I'm not going to get into fights. I'm not going to do this. I had this girl egging me on. She was so mad because her friend had friends that were graduating. So here we are in 7th grade. Her friend was in 8th grade crying because her 9th grade friends were graduating. And she's like, oh, you made her cry, whatever, you know, that's just, she was kind of the school bully. And I'm like, no, just what, you know, just leave me alone, whatever, you know. And she kept taunting me and backed me into this fence at school as I was trying to leave. And there was like this rose bush on the other side. And I'm like, I'm not going to ruin that rose bush. I'm like, what the heck? So I turn around and I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And she's like slapping me and pulling my hair, and she's supposed to be this really big tough bully. And I said, okay, that's fine. And so I say, you know, I had brothers. I punched her in the gut a few times. And then there's this big group around us, and the vice principal comes out, and she like backs away completely and is like, you know, I can't be caught fighting. I'll be sent to juvenile hall, you know, whatever. And I'm like, okay, we all waited. He left. And then I'm like, all right, my little Irish self is really not happy right now. Okay, you want to fight? We got to fight. So, and she wouldn't fight me again. She like backed off. And then the next day at school, she got in my face and was like all threatening me. You're telling everybody I walked away and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I didn't. It was, you know, probably the people that were there watching you. Like, whatever. She wasn't a school bully anymore after that, believe it or not. I don't know why. That was the last time I actually hit anybody. But there was a fight in high school. This was the fun one.
Oh boy, wait. So you got a couple tweets here or messages here. Someone said we should start calling you
Bruiser
MJ. Gladiator MJ. Brouhaha.
I'm not. I don't believe in fighting. I like tried to back away from
Sharp
this girl.
to say MJ is a bad mother. Actually, she's a very good mother, but also a bad mother.
So that's where it gets really funny in high school. So this was 7th grade, okay? And then the popular guy in school, we're all in class, like, raises my hand up over everybody. He's like, the winner! And, you know, she didn't live that down very well either. But, so we get to high school, and it's probably 11th grade. And this one girl, who was a friend, got so mad at me. And she was just like, I want to fight you, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to everything. And I'm carrying my books. I'm like, come on, seriously? It's just, no, don't even like this, whatever. And she was egging me on from the lunchroom all the way across campus. And I was like, I reached a breaking point, okay? MJ has a breaking point. She just went, I set my books down and I said, fine. If you want to fight, we'll fight. And the narc was walking by right then. Her name was Bubbles, by the way. Yes, our narc's name was Bubbles. It was she was awesome. She walks by and she looks over at us and she's like, all right, MJ, I want you to keep it clean. And walks off. And the girl was like, she just took off running. And at that point, I'm so mad that I want to fight. I was like, oh, come on. You got me to the point to fight, and you're walking away from me. That's not okay. You can't do it. And my only other almost fight was a guy.
Wait. We got to talk about this for a second because you illustrated something really important that I think a lot of people who are in a being bullied situation really need to know. And once you kind of got that confidence and you asserted yourself, like they back down, right?
Yeah, some of it was that, and some of it I think it scared her that the narc was just like, oh, I'll let you fight.
So
make sure that you stay on the side of trying to be the peacekeeper and, and people will know that. And if you ever finally do have to really, really stand up for yourself, people know that you are genuine.
Well, so when I was in middle school, I had a friend who was albino, and when people are different, I think they normally end up reacting like kind of one of two ways, right? A lot of people like become really nice to kind of compensate for the people that are going to be mean to them in life, and some of them just get really angry and go the other route. And my friend was the second type, so we got into a lot of trouble because his modus operandi was to go get in trouble. And there were these considerably older boys, a big pack of them that used to live in our neighborhood, and they, being as older boys can be, we were in middle school, they were probably in early high school, way taller than us, like way huge. They picked on us and they chased us around, and it escalated. This one day we found a deflated basketball, and they came and accused us of having taken their friend's basketball and popping a hole in it and deflating it. And then they chased us around and tried to beat us with hockey sticks, and it was getting really out of hand. So I came back after one particularly bad night where they confronted us in the dark, and it was bad. And I asked my father, I said, yeah, we're having trouble with these bigger kids, and I don't know what to do. And I had been in martial arts for a while, but like, just, I didn't know what to do. And he goes, it's like, well, you can't fight them in a group. Can you take them one-on-one? And of course, you know, my little pipsqueak hubris, I'm like, oh yeah, I can take. He's like, okay, so what you need to do is go to the leader's house first. You tell him, hey, look, I can't take you all on, but I'll take you on one-on-one. We'll fight right now, and we'll solve this. And he's like, and then you do that down the line until you fought all of them. I said, okay, because when my father said something, you did it.
Okay.
So I walk out the door. Now, I didn't know this until years later, but my mother had recounted the story. And he's like after I had left, he had been like, oh my God, what did I tell my son to go do? So I go over to the leader of the bully's house. I knock on the door, and it opens. And it's him. He's standing there, and through the crack, I can see his mom's off in the distance, and he was really surprised to see me standing at his door. And I said just that. I said, hey, listen, I'm sick and tired of you guys chasing me and my friend around with these hockey sticks, and I can't fight you all in one, but I can take you right now, and we're going to go in your backyard, and we're going to settle this. And his face just was awash with shock. And he said, dude, I'm so sorry. Listen, the guys were completely out of control. I'm going to tell them to stop messing with you guys and never mess with you again. I'm so sorry. And he extended his hand to shake my hand.
Ooh.
I was not expecting this. And of course, this goes back to your story where it wasn't so much that, like, they were only picking on us because they could, right? Like, we were being victims. And if I look back at the behavior we were showing, we were making ourselves targets, and we almost made it fun for them to pick on. But when I did this, right, like, he knew I was dead serious. He could see it in my eyes. I was ready to kill. So, and he backed off and got real. So then the hardest part was he stood there with his hand out to me. And I know that this isn't something you'd expect from the current version of me, but, you know, when I was younger, I didn't have all of the things instilled in me yet. I was really tempted to grab it and kick him in the groin. Like, I was still out for blood. I had fresh memories of all the pain. And the hardest thing I did, like, I shook his hand and forgave him. I'm like, all right, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll let Rob know that we had this talk. And that was it. We never had trouble from those boys again.
Did you go down the line to all the houses, or?
I didn't have to. The leader went and took care of it all for me.
Nice.
That was it. The problem was solved right there.
Your dad, like, what have I done?
When I found that out, like, it was like 10 years later when I found out, I was like, oh, because my father's so confident on everything. Like, he always, like any good villain, he knows he's right. So maybe all of our villains are based on my dad. There's a couple follow-up stories to this. So there were other times where I had kind of similar things. When I moved to high school, my life had changed a lot. I was a lot more confident. Of course, I had met Warlick and developed some sense of humor. And,
by stealing his lines.
And and my family, like, you know, when I was born, we were really poor. And like our first house, the roof was caved in, the steps were all shallow. You had to be really careful walking up the steps so you didn't fall through into what was pretty much our basement. And my father really, it was really impressive seeing the things that he did, because, you know, they had me when they were like 17, and they definitely were not prepared for parenthood. And you know, my dad was from the wrong side of the tracks. But anyways, my father kept doing these like really ambitious, like, he went and got, like, he started they called it a pop shop, where he basically sold, you know, pop and beer and chips and stuff in like what used to be an old garage. And that was kind of okay, but then it burnt down twice. Oh. And then he went off and got his real estate license, and he started selling houses. And then we moved around a lot when I was little, because he kept going to wherever you know, he needed to sell. And then he just learned these really good lessons. Then there's this book called The Law of Success, and it's a really old book, and it's Glad these Arctic stories are free, or we'd be broke. That's right. Instead, listen to these stories, and maybe there's some secrets on how to get rich in here. So, we moved around a lot, and it was really inspiring watching my father kind of like learn from these like mentors that he found and make these very different life decisions, because he didn't even have a high school diploma, but he started a business after. I can't believe we're gonna tell this on a stream. He was selling in this one houses in the one neighborhood, and across the street there was a farm, and he was talking to the guy, and the guy told him about the genetic breeding of these embryos. So my dad's like, I could sell embryos of cows that weren't born yet, and he ends up going and doing this and starting this business where they're basically selling these unborn cows for dairy cattle, and within like 7 years time of this, he's sitting at the top of this giant black glass building, and like he has the second largest head of dairy cattle in the United States, and he's never milked a cow, but he's like 1980s suspender wearing businessman. And we went from this gradient of being extremely poor to now we're living in this mansion, and then we moved in. This is how I started off high school, and this is I'll have to. I'm sorry, MJ. This story is. We actually have to finish this one because there's a. So, the lady that sold us our house had a daughter who was my age, and she was like the captain of the cheerleading team and all of her cheerleader friends, and so they took me out when I first got to this new place, and nobody knew who I was, and I was always so dark, creepy, and weird, and I kind of didn't want to blow it because I didn't want these girls to know how much of a geek and a nerd and a loser I was.
Aww.
So there was this movie called Heathers, and Christian Slater played this character named JD, and I talked like that character, and I modeled acting like that because it was the best thing that fit me, right? And I was like, because I think that if I was that kid from Children of the Corn, I probably just would have kept staying south. So, so like I talk like that, and I took that persona, and they really thought I sounded like that, and I never broke character, and it was so hard, right? Because like I felt like I was living this like lie, right? Because I was, and of course JD like more like I was, using the lines from our conversations, and so I built these friends, and I kept them, and like, eventually like I settled into being a me. But so my father, continued with his company, and by the time we were in high school, by the time I was at the end of high school, I had to make I didn't want to go to college. My father had never gone to college. I didn't know anybody that went to college, but no member of my family had ever gone to college before, and they thought it was really important that if not for me, that I set a really good example for all my little cousins that were growing up behind me. So I went, and when I was in college, a bunch of bad stuff happened with my father's company, and they basically just moved. Like they were gone. They didn't even tell me where they moved to. Hint, it was Florida, but they moved. And I was kind of alone doing my thing there, and I did pay a majority of the way through college, because while I was there, I learned how to do web development stuff, because I started this game guild, and that's probably a bigger, longer story. So this is one of those things where I think I started off telling one story, and I migrated into another one, and migrated into another one. I forgot my original purpose. Dang it!
Standing up for yourself, for fighting.
Oh God!
How far off did we land on that track?
Yeah, we took a couple connecting flights on that one. So in high school, the town we moved to was where my father had put his company, and it was a farming town. The football team was famous for literally never winning any matches. Like if they won a homecoming match, well, they didn't. They never won a homecoming match. It was always like, get ready to be depressed. And our band could beat up the high school football team. Like that was a pretty accurate statement for our high school. And coming out of a place where Cross Expo wants me to drink some water. I'm drinking some water for you.
Okay, you're drinking water. I'm going to interject. You guys don't know how ticked I was that I couldn't join the football team. I get that from my mom. She was actually banned from her high school field because My mom was not a big lady, but she was strong. She was on a farm, and she could knock the guys on the football field out.
I would pay good money to go back in time and change the rules and watch your matches. I don't know the rules to football, but I would watch.
The girls, they can play in a
I'd
lot of the
cheer ya.
schools now too. My friend's
Go
daughter
hydrate yourself.
actually plays on the football team at our old high schools. But I was mad that I couldn't, because I knew I could plow down people. Rawr. All right, so football team couldn't win. Band could beat them up.
Okay, so in this kind of like small town, with, I think there's like 500 people went to my high school, so it was reasonable sized. And you know, it was understood that like, you know, I was this like weird, dark Christian Slater rich kid that lived in like one of the freaking mansions in this development, and there was this other rich kid who I guess his dad like sold like the sporks to McDonald's or something, but he was the like captain of the football team. He was like my arch rival, and it was understood that like, you know, I had really humble behaviors, and I was like this not that, right? Like I was really counterculture.
We need
I didn't know what a goth was, but I was definitely like on this like other like spectrum of creative, fun, like alternative thing. I was never the alpha male guy. Anyways, so this guy, he would say some really bad stuff to the teachers and like all of his kind of like friends, and I had gotten my 3rd degree black belt while I was in high school, and I made the mistake of bringing it in and giving it to my girlfriend to hold on to for the day, because she went and told everybody, and you know what the next thing to happen after that was, right? So
getting challenged.
So my arch nemesis guy. Well, before I tell you about the arch nemesis guy, let me tell you about the actual school bully. Because MJ, you told us about yours, and I have a similar one. I wish we could turn on a webcam for this one. So I had gym with the bully in the last period of the day, and I was always the first one out of the gym because I didn't shower. I was just going to go home anyways. I know it's terrible, right? And I was standing outside, and the bully guy comes out, and I got to tell you, like, you heard about our football team, so the bully's maybe not as imposing as another school's bully. I just want to put that out there. But this is what we had, okay? So the bully comes out, and he's standing next to me in the hall, and he goes, "Yo, so Adam, I hear you do karate." Now he actually talked like that. That was accurate. And I was like, well, I've been training in the martial arts since I've been 10. Yes. He's like, yeah, you know, like I do some karate, and I'm like, oh, that's great. What kind? I'm trying to be legitimately interested in him, because I knew that like when he opened that up, like if somebody has an insecurity about them, they almost like overcompensate, you know. So he's like, hey, can we do a giveaway? Miranor is asking for a giveaway.
I was like, you asked him, can we do a giveaway?
No. Can you do a giveaway?
I've been doing them. I've been doing them silently while you've been talking.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, you know, so what he's saying is like, oh, so you know, like I Ishinru down at the YMCA. I'm like, oh, that's great. So how do you hold your hands and stuff? And he's like, yeah, we should spar sometime. And he's getting like a little intimidated. And I'm like, great, you want to spar right now? And he's completely taken aback. He goes like what? Like right now? I'm like, yeah, we'll go in the other room. There's nobody in, you know, where the basketball court is, and we'll spar. And he's like full contact? And I'm like, no, we won't. No punches to the face, no stuff. We'll just keep it light. And he was completely shocked that I, like immediately, because most people are used to just being a little intimidated by him, right? And I was showing complete confidence. And I think the most important thing about kind of handling a bully is to disarm them, to be confident so that you're not a good target, but to disarm them in a way that, because what a bully's really trying to do is they're trying to make themselves feel better by kind of subjugating you to getting a reaction out of you. So if somebody like frazzles you and you like show that you're frazzled, they kind of get what they want out of it. And that's true online too, right? Like on Twitter or on stuff when people like, it's like, I don't get a lot of trolls because trolls don't have any fun with me. I don't react. It's not worth my time. And people who are really good targets that react and throw fits, like they get more of it because it's sport. It's fun for a troll or a bully to kind of go and get a reaction out of somebody because that's why you're doing it. But in this particular case, I was not joking. So we actually went into the room with where all the basketball court inside, and we square up and we're in our fighting stance. God, I wish you could see me on webcam here so I could do this for you. And we square off and he's like, light contact, right? And I'm like, yep, super light. And I have a poker face that I use when I fight. Like I'm emotionless. And we're standing there for a while and he's like, okay, go. And I'm like, you first. He's like, no, you go first. And I'm like, whenever you're ready. And as we're kind of sitting there in this like intense building moment that we're about to go at it, all of these people notice who are walking by to go out like and wait for the bell to ring, and they start funneling in, and we kind of get this giant like semicircle crowd.
Yep. We had that.
And then the teacher comes in, and the teacher sees me, and then she's like, "Oh, Adam's doing this. This is probably fine."
Nothing to worry about. I'm just gonna walk off.
And I'm not exaggerating the story. This is literally exactly what happened verbatim, because every once in a while I'll exaggerate the story or whatever, but this is exactly what happened. We're scurrying off, and he's like, "Come on, man, you go." And anytime you're ready. And he pivoted his hips, and he started to move in with what I assumed was the right punch. And I threw an incredibly fast front leg hook kick, aimed at his face, realizing that I wouldn't connect because I was far enough away. But, and I was a Taekwondo student at this time, and I never trained with shoes on, so I didn't calculate that extra half an inch that you get on the rubber of your shoe, and I grazed his nose, and he throws his hands back. He goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Holy crap! I just saw Reebok. I'm out of here!" And he walks out of the room.
Oh, that's awesome!
I felt so bad because I told him that we weren't going to have any contact to the face, but I scuffed his nose. So.
Oh man, sorry.
So in any case, then there was the arch enemy kid, right? The rich kid in the school, and he kind of made the same thing. I'm like, so I'm immediately, and because once you find something that works, I think you just do it over and over again. So, if somebody's really mean to you and you just kind of agree with them and then find common ground and you're really nice to them and you become friends with somebody who probably expected to be your enemy. I think that's a really good path for solving problems. And sometimes it can happen in really weird ways. So the arch enemy guy, and I call him my arch enemy, but we're friends on Facebook now. So, we're like all adults now. But like when he did the thing, I immediately challenged him. Like I was like, sure, we can go spar. You want to set up a date and come over, bring boxing gloves? And he backed out of that one. He was not available. So, but there was a level of respect that was created from that, and then we had very civil conversations ever since then.
Nice.
So,
another thing you can do actually is they're trying to get a rise out of you is keep talking softer.
Absolutely.
Keep talking softer. It drives them nuts. Full inventory, I just missed out on a cryo Shrade mask that was in the pouch in front of me. I couldn't delete fast enough. I lost the mask. Sorry, I
know you guys are
circling back to AQ3D for just a moment.
Oh, we got to do that. Because I do want to tell the very tail end, that thing that I said we had to tell. So whenever you're ready for that last part, and that'll be the last story I tell today.
The last.
You let me know when it's time for the last story.
I don't know. Are we ready? Probably we'll have to story soon.
Yeah, because I probably got to wrap up here at 5 to get the other release out.
What? It's not like you're making a game or anything.
Making a couple. Kind of a secret. We actually hired the guys from Cookie Clicker to work on a idle game for our new launcher.
You already told us that.
Well, I'm terrible at secrets.
You've shared that
Terrible
already.
remembering that secret. Okay.
I want to give my last fight story.
What's that?
Can I give my last fight story in high school?
Oh my god, yes. I want to hear your last fight story.
This one's even better. So, there's this guy trying to insult my mom, get under my skin, all this stuff in high school. Outside the library, right? And I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, really? Because to me, you know, fighting was a last resort thing. You don't fight. And I'm Irish, and I had brothers, and I knew how to fight anyway, but some people didn't realize that. This guy grew up with me in grade school, where I could take on 6th graders and you know, trounce people, you know. Anyway, so I was a rough and tumble sports player, okay? If there was tackling, I was going to tackle you. I will just lay you flat, because that's what you do. So this guy is like giving me grief, and the other guy looks over at me. He's like, "Oh, dude, no, you do not want to mess with her." He's like, oh yeah, what, whatever, you know. And I'm just like looking at him, and he's like, "No, trust me, man, dude, you don't want to mess with her." I just, dude, you know, the last time you saw me fight, you know, the last time I actually fought, and he's like, "Oh, well, yeah," and I'm like, "That was like 5 years ago. You remember that, right?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't care, man. You're still." And the other guy was like backing off. I'm just all, see, all you needed was to stand up once to somebody, and at that point, it's like,
that's it.
Apparently, I got this, you know. No, don't egg her on too much, man. Don't get her mad.
Brawler MJ.
Y'all don't realize how vicious I get, I guess.
Don't make her angry. You won't when she's angry. But you will like her streams.
Hey, they've heard me angry in the streets. Oh my gosh, sorry. So those are my fight stories, literally. After 6th grade, I literally only got in one fight.
I never would have expected you to have fight stories.
Yeah. At the fight, she was the big tough girl, and she was pulling my hair and slapping at me. I was so mad at that, so I punched her in the face and in the gut, and then she didn't want to fight anymore. Like, come on. I mean, I didn't know any fancy, you know, no. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any kind of training, but I had big brother training.
Well, I actually got into the martial arts because of the bullying at school. And I'm not a very good team player, like, so I couldn't do any team sports. And my mother got me into martial arts because I was really having a hard time. And what happened was I thought I was going to go be like this ninja that could fight and beat everyone up. But what really happened was I gained this incredible confidence, and then I never needed to fight.
Like the Karate Kid come to life.
Yes, except for when I got to own a car dealership.
You didn't have a Pat Morita, though, right?
I did have a Pat Morita.
Did you? Really, with the whole... Oh, wow, that actually heated my hands up. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Woo, ah.
Did you watch Cobra Kai?
No, because it's a pay thing, and MJ is not a rolling in the dough kind of person. I live very simply.
Okay, maybe I can secretly share my account with you so you can watch it.
I wanted to, though. I did, because, I mean, come on, that's an icon.
It's great, but the Karate Kid grows up and he owns a car dealership.
I know. All right, here comes the winner, guys. Rallis511. Be sure to send me a whisper for your code. And the next winner is Madeo Mado. Madeo Mado. Madeo Mado. Hey, that's a nice little lyrical name there. I kind of like that. All right, so I have been doing nothing but trying to help Twilly. And do we see that it has not been that much help? And I'm sad I'm losing my Shrade mask.
You're losing it?
I lost it. Because it disappeared on the ground before I could get enough space. That's okay. I have a lot of skins anyway. Alright, so... You guys got to hear about MJ the Fighter. MJ, the super quiet, shy person. Who's
MJ,
not
the
super
arena
quiet,
master.
shy person.
Have a good weekend. Hey, Dave, say hi to everybody.
Hi! Happy
Give me your
Friday
soul.
the 13th!
Here, hands him his shoe.
Yes.
So, the Kittens
Have a
of
good
Chaos say happy Friday the 13th to everybody, by the way.
Oh, happy Friday the 13th.
I love this day. Oh, Helm Terax is trying to also help Twilly. Yeah, it's so sad. We're having some trouble. Oh, is that
There's
the
nothing we
Lost
can
Camper
do.
pack? That's so awesome. Wow, what is this person dressed as? A Drickin?
Oh, that's cool.
That's...
Little drickin tail.
Look at that. That's looks like a lot of animals. That actually, he looks like maybe a butcher. So I don't
next
know.
Friday the 13th, we're gonna do something completely different.
Wait, no camp gonna get you?
We'll reopen Camp Gonna Get You for people who haven't experienced it, but we're probably gonna introduce a new Friday the 13th villain.
Camp is gonna get you.
Unless we run out of time, and then we're gonna trade X in space. But
Camp is gonna
otherwise,
get
new
ya.
Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
And then we could have an entire like menagerie of Friday the 13th villains.
Are you gonna go the Freddy route?
Oh yeah, that's exactly where we're going. Low-hanging fruit, and then Pinhead. Dragon Fable's doing something kind of like that. They have a really great plan. Oh god, I love those guys. Dragon Fable's so good. AQ Worlds did a really good release too. I don't think it's live yet. Voltaire came back, and somebody said they have a green name. Last Cardac says, "You better bring Voltaire." We will try. We will try to get Voltaire for a 3D event. If we do a 3D event with Voltaire, we're gonna blow the roof off, and we need a live event. We need like a serious live event. I'm not bringing him in here till it's ready for like the biggest thing anyone's ever seen.
Oh, wait, the next Friday the 13th is not till 2019? Oh, tell
That's
me
right.
you're
This
joking.
is the last Friday 13th of 2018.
September, though? No! This year's had a lot of them, which is totally awesome. So I guess you're giving yourself plenty of time to be able to get this new Friday the 13th stuff going.
Wait, September? Isn't that when Talk Like a Pirate Day is?
Could be.
Sister, when's Talk Like a Pirate Day?
You could just do Talk Like a
27th?
Homicidal
Okay.
Maniac
So it's
Day.
going to be Friday the 13th, then... Yeah, Talk Like a...
Talk Like a Homicidal Maniac Day. Oh my gosh, okay. We are almost out of time.
You ready for the final story?
Yeah, we'll have to think of a new theme of stories next time. New theme of stories.
What, you didn't like this
And-
theme?
No. We just need to give the audience something else next time. This has
Well,
been an
next time we
awesome
can-
time. We don't want to do the same stories next time.
We can
Right?
tell the story of when I went to the Playboy Mansion to party with Titan. Well, we'll do that story next time.
Yeah, let's... Back to the story you were going to say while I remind people that I am giving one more giveaway. And to get the Mohelm, which I am wearing... Oh, you guys are so awesome. Thanks, Cadius. That...
Woo!
And it's showing on screen again. I'm so excited that it's showing on screen again. That if you want a Mohelm, you need to be following the channel. We've actually had 4 winners today lose out because they were not following the channel. And then when you are the winner, just hit on my name. If you've already entered before, you're still entered, guys. Just send me a whisper because that's how I send you the code. Don't send me your in-game name. Well, I guess, I mean, really, if you have to email me, go ahead. But I need you to do it in Twitch so I know who is who. Otherwise, anybody could email me and say, hey, by the way, I'm this winner. And yeah, no, don't do that. Just send me a message in Twitch because I know you have a Twitch account because you're entering the raffle. I'm smart, man. Ooh, we're getting a spider in the picture here. So, all right, do that. And at the end of Artix's story, we'll give away 2 more helms. And then we'll say, good night, sweethearts. Well,
It's time to go.
Boop, 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 boop. All right, story time. Ooh, Shrade.
Okay, so when I was in college, I really did try to do my very, very best. I'm not a very good student. Like, I never read and stuff. I didn't learn how to learn until I did that idle game project. It's the weirdest thing. Like, when we did that, like, sometimes like you learn a skill, but it's not the thing you think you're gonna learn. Like, I learned how to research in doing the Dragons project. Anyways, I was in college, and I started this guild called Krieger, and we had recruited 2,000 members in a pretty rapid amount of time, and it was one of the larger guilds on BattleNet back then. And it was through that I landed my first job out in California. I was doing web work for an internet service provider, and they flew me out to work on their public gas and electricity, the California PG&E, to help build one of the first versions of their intranet. And like it was such an exciting period of time, right? Because like I don't think anyone would consider what I was doing very impressive now, but back then it was just most people didn't know how to do that stuff. Like it wasn't common knowledge. So I went out there and I worked and I kept building this multi-game guild up, and I really did think that like through this guild I was going to be able to change the world. Then there was a lot of guild drama. There was so much guild drama. But what a lot of people don't know, and people that knew me in high school, they just probably all assumed that I was going to go work for my dad when I got out of college. But when I was in college, I was kind of forging my own path, right? And like I said before, my father and his company, a bunch of stuff happened, and the company went away, and they all moved, and they didn't tell me where they went. And I was living with my grandma in between semesters at college, and I was really doing a good job holding on my own. I was making really good money doing all these web work for California. So after college, Monnier, the guy that Monnier, the guy that Quibble Coinbiter is actually based off of, who's getting married in August, and I'm flying out to Vancouver to go be his best man.
Oh, awesome.
We drove across the United States together. It was the first like trip I had ever taken, leaving Pennsylvania for basically like the first time from this like wonder white bread land of like in central Pennsylvania. And we drove across country, and I went out to California, to San Francisco, where I had that first job. And out there, maybe story for another time, I basically became this like web mercenary, where I went from like Sun Microsystems and Nortel Networks and the Kimball Group and this company called Beyond.com, and I went like I built websites, and I learned how to build Flash things, and I went to teach companies how to use Flash. And this was all before all the skills that I got out there, what eventually took me to build AdventureQuest. And just to finish this story, because nobody can do anything, like I'm sure you can do it on your own, but nobody really does it alone, right? It's all about the people we meet and the connections we make and the skills that we learn along the journey. And everybody's continuously changing. And
oh yeah,
I had a big issue of pride that I really did go and do it on my own out in California. Like when I went out there, like there was that moment where on my own dime, that bank account hit zero, and like there was the stress, and I started doing things, and I was, by the time I was at the end of California, I was working 3 jobs, was not participating in Krieger as much as any any of the members would have been happy with, and basically, like when I come home from those 3 jobs, I'd build these other experiments, which those experiments would, and specifically after I had a bad breakup with a girl that I kind of thought I was going to marry.
Is that the one who
cheated on me with the necromancer?
With
Yeah.
That was the necromancer story. If you guys want to hear that story, go back to one of our last couple streams.
Good callback. So then, in that story, I think I told how I kind of moved to Florida, and then using all of the skills that I had amassed, I built that first version of AdventureQuest, and that's how it happened.
So we're still thankful to her for.
We're friends on Facebook too, and I mean, she has adorable kids, and they're very happy. So I'm very happy for her.
And of course, we already know you are awesomely happy, and life has just gone in a great direction for you.
Yeah, the story you want to hear is about the girl that was in between that when I moved to Florida. There's the story. I had a vase thrown at my head. I was almost stabbed. Ran off the road. Got mad and hid in a dryer when I was 15 minutes late from martial arts. There's the story. That's for next time.
Hid in a dryer?
Oh my gosh! Like Like
I know, that's
Florida's not for everybody.
Oh my goodness. All right, so there we go. Last card X. How late am I? All right, we are doing the drawing now. How about we give away 3 more helms? 3 more helms. That's what I'm gonna do right now. And of course, we'll just take over the whole screen with Twilly. Isn't Twilly awesome? I love Twilly.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stories, and I hope there was some nugget of value in there that either reinforces something you already know or gives you some additional value in your life. I think in stories we can find things that we can always apply into our lives. And when you hear, I really like reading people that follow their dream and specifically go out and do these like really weird things that they're really passionate about, and then seeing them pull it off. And those are the people I probably like, creative people that just do their march to their own beat are the most inspiring thing to me personally.
Oh, you guys don't know how scared I was to stream. Seriously. I don't like attention on myself, believe that or not. I think, I don't know, I think everybody needs to take from this that, you know, doesn't matter if you play games, you think you're a little weird, whatever, embrace it, life has awesome things for you. Go do it. We need you. How about that?
We need you to be you. Biggest, best version of you.
Well, what if they want to be a small version?
Smallest, best version. The size optional, best version of you.
I mean, because like there's, you know, there's Ant-Man and Wasp, right? You can. Anyway, our 3 winners just got rolled. So we had Forecaster Mom, I Am Cactula, and wait, what was the last one? Or is that the third? Wait, I lost one in my brain. Lily 3D, you guys are all winners. Be sure to send me a whisper in Twitch using the name there. Just click on it. And that's how you get a Mo Helm. Everybody else, okay. I'm going to make this very clear in this stream that no, you can't just randomly sub and send me a message and say, can I have a helm now? Okay, that was a special deal that Artix offered a couple streams ago. It makes me feel like you guys are trying to pay for a helm with subs. It's just... That was a reward for subbers. There will be more reward for subbers. It will happen. Because...
Is there a way to like automate that? Like, if somebody subscribed, they immediately got something?
I don't think so.
Because if we could figure that out, then you could have like a cape that subbers got, and then like there's like an upgradable version of it that like that'd be something neat that we could do. we could do that for a lot of.
We still need more Mo armor.
Yes.
Did you ever finish the comic or read a couple more episodes?
I did. I loved it. It was hilarious.
You saw the ninjas in there?
Yes.
Ninjas in underpants? Yeah, the underwear ninjas? Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. If you haven't read the comic, it's just go to their site and they have a what's the link called?
It's a link. It's Sword and Board. Here, I'll bring it up for you guys. And yeah, it's absolutely it's awesome. It's all about MMO tropes, and it was one of the Kickstarter goals to have the year of Sword and Board. And you guys, y'all need to go back and read the whole thing. I'm serious, because it's phenomenal. It's fun, and that's Mo. You learn about Mo. I want more Mo comics. But oh my goodness, I want to thank Artix so much for coming in here, dropping in, giving us lots of really fun and interesting stories, and with actual, you know, messages of hope for brightness and beating someone's face in. No, I mean, no, that's not what I said, right?
Brawler MJ.
That's right. You guys may think, you may think I'm not a melee class, but I may be subbed hidden class. It's a hidden class. Thank you all so much for coming, everybody, with all of your cheers and your subs and your shares and your follows and all of that stuff. It's amazing, guys. Every single bit of it helps us out, helps keep Massively OP going, because I mean, basically, guys, that is how we keep going. Your guys' support is what makes MOP happen, and we appreciate that in every way, shape, and form. Using the Amazon link to buy whatever you need. Like, you got back to school stuff coming soon, or, you know, click that Amazon link. It's like, I think it's good for like 3 days. Then anything you just buy, like, Amazon gives us some kind of little penny kickback or something, whatever. It adds up. It's awesome. And of course, there's, if you want to do it, there's Patreon, where you can suggest streams, participate in some of the features actually on the site, like what are you playing and all that good stuff. And of course, what you need to do is go play AdventureQuest 3D. If you haven't, you really should, because 1, you get a Mohelm, 2, you get to run around in these awesome travel forms, and 3, you get to be a part of this community, because this community is awesome. And I am totally going to come down and like end up on your guys' doorstep someday and be like knocking in the underground secret lair. Let me in! Let me in!
This place isn't really underground.
Shh. It will
You're
be
on
when
the
I'm
second
through with
floor.
it. Oh, sorry.
Brawler MJ.
Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Yes, it is my absolute favorite holiday. It should be yours too. Go hug a black cat and have a great one. And we'll see you next time.
Battle on.
Battle on! Battle on! Battle on!